there's a sneaky Kyrie Irving setup move that allows you to score a ton more points, break more ankles, and blow by defenders, and it's super easy. I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. What's up, Coach Jesse Minshew with Get Handles. This setup you're going to love because it's going to open up a ton of options for you, and you can put it into your game within milliseconds, like today, and you can start scoring more points, breaking more ankles, going by defenders, all that stuff. So it's super simple, and I got this from watching a lot of Kyrie film lately. I've been noticing there's something that he's been doing, especially this season with the Celtics. I think he's been doing this for a while, but I really started catching on to it lately because I've been seeing him doing it more and more. All you're going to do when you come up the court, typically what's going to happen is whichever hand you're dribbling with, the defender is going to start to shade you to that side, right? So what Kyrie will do, whether subconsciously or consciously the defender realizes, they're going to shade you to whichever hand you're dribbling. So what he'll do is, he's a righty, so he'll bring the basketball up with his left hand, okay? He'll bring the basketball up here, so now the defender's getting ready for him to maybe try to make a move this way, and they start shading him a little bit to this side, shifting their position. All he's going to do is he's going to really try to come directly towards the defender. So they're not really too much left or right, even though they might be like shading him one side. It's more about the way their feet are positioned and how they're playing them. That's going to be shading them that way, and the way they're leaning. Okay, so he's going to try to come right directly towards them, so that way he has a lot of options. And from there, all he's going to do is when he gets to about 2 arms lengths away from him, he's going to just switch hands without making it a big motion. That's the big key. So 2 big things. Make sure you bring it up with your weak hand. And then the second thing is, when you make this switch, dribble the basketball almost straight up and down. That's almost always how he does it. He'll almost dribble it just like that. Slight motion side to side, but it almost looks like a regular dribble motion. So what happens is, if the defender picks up on that, they're probably going to start to jump this way. Or, a lot of times you'll be able to do it in a way where they don't really notice it until it's too late. Now from here you got 3 big options, and I'm going to go into detail in them and how you can use them to blow by your defender, break more ankles, and get easy jump shots. Alright, so the beautiful part about this again is the setup is simple, but the thing I really like is you're putting the ball into your strong hand side where you're most comfortable, you can be most efficient, and you have the most options most likely, right? Plus, it's also your shooting hand. So now it's on your shooting hand side, and you can quickly go into a shot. Now, when would you want to go into this shot? Well, one instance would be if the defender's kind of just playing upright or not in a ready stance, or you could tell that they're leaning to try to play the drive more, or if they're just leaving a lot of space, right? If they're sitting back behind the 3-point line or continually moving back as you're coming up, then all you're going to do is when you make the switch, just get your feet set, quick 1-2 step, go into that shot. That's pretty much it. You could also go into a hop if you want to make it an even quicker shot, okay? So the difference between those two is pretty simple. 1-2 step, you would go left, right if you're shooting with your right hand. I'm a lefty, so everything will be flipped around. Same with you if you're a lefty. But if you want to go into the hop, you just want to get both feet on the ground at the same time, and if you'll notice, listen to what happens. You hear my sneakers squeak, right? That's how you know you're getting into that shot quick. Rather than going into a big high hop, that's going to take a longer time. You want to make it more low to the ground, just inches from the ground. That way you can, boom, quickly go into that shot. So before the defender gets a chance to react, you're already rising up into the shot. They're not going to be able to block it nearly as easily. Now let's say when you approach them here, they're kind of staying a little tighter to you, or they're just froze up. They're not ready to react, but they're closer to you. What do you want to do in those instances? Well, I'm going to get into that in the next part. But real quick, before I get into it, if you're digging the video so far, make sure you click that top link in the description down below. That's my Defender Destroyer workout. That'll help you destroy defenders like Kyrie. Just click that link, pop in your email. I'll send that workout to you instantly for free. It's helped thousands of players, and I'm sure it'll help you too. Let's get into this next move though. Next option. You're coming up to your defender, they're kind of just froze up, or they're too tight to you, and they're not ready to react, or even if they are ready to react, and you can kind of, work your way up to them. Odds are most of the time when you're approaching them, they're going to be more of in a set stance, right? And you're coming up the court, so you got momentum going, right? So the easiest thing to do is to just go, blow by them, simple enough. Key points you want to pay attention to though is you want to be kind of sneaky about it, right? You want to just come up the court kind of casual, so when you make this hand switch, they don't see it coming until it's too late, and then you could just start to blow by them. Other key point you want to pay attention to is that you want to step hard with this opposite foot, so as you're coming past them, now I got protection with the basketball. You could step with this foot and protect it by putting the ball back here, but as you'll notice, it's a lot more awkward and it won't feel quite as efficient. So if you're stepping with this foot, you can really start to push the ball out a little more and really get to the basket fast, okay? So that's pretty much it. The other point to pay attention to is make sure you have the angle, right, to get past them to this side. So if you can, you might even want to try to shade them even more this way right before the hand switch. That way when you try to blow by them, they're going to be committed a little bit more that way, and that'll give you that extra angle you need, extra inch of space to get past them. But this isn't going to always work, right? They might react on this hand switch, or when you get the ball into this hand and start moving this way, they might react, right? So what are you going to do from there? Got you covered in the next part of this video. Okay, final option. This one's big. I'm going to give you a bunch of variations that you can do, but then the final one I'm going to give you is the one that Kyrie does most. It's probably going to be the most efficient and effective for you. So we're going to go from this little switch here. A lot of times you might get your defender right from that switch. If you make it too abrupt, they might start moving this way, or sometimes they'll just notice that you switched hands and they'll start to shade you back this way. So even if you're making this hand switch super unnoticeable, if you see them start to jump to this side, all you're going to do is make a quick change of direction. Now you could do that with between the legs. You could do that with the behind the back, right? So I'll give you a quick look at what that would look like. Okay, you could give them a spin move. Okay, you could give them between the legs from the back even, right? Probably not the most efficient, but that's another option depending on how your defender's playing you. But the key is you want to make that change of direction quick and abrupt, and even a regular crossover will definitely get the job done. So those are the main ones you probably want to stick with. I would say the best ones though are going to be the between the legs from the front, just the quick push cross, or the behind the back if they're a little bit tighter to you, okay? Now, the other thing though that you're probably going to want to do most often, and the one that Kyrie does the most, is usually the defender's not going to jump to this side so much when you make this hand switch. What they will jump on is when you start to make this movement to come this direction, right? So usually when you make this direction change, I told you to make a big first step with this foot, right? But what will end up happening is you'll start with this step first as a little step, and then this one is the big one where you start to come past them, right? With the opposite foot of the hand that is the basketball. So what you're gonna do is set them up by making it seem like you're gonna go that way and stepping in this direction to get them to really shift and then come this way. Now, one thing that Kyrie's mastered that you'll want to master, and you'll have to be a pretty good ball handler to do this, is when the ball gets into this hand, you'll be able to make that reaction to the defender. So you'll take this hard step with this foot, and you'll be able to see while the ball's still in the hand and after you've taken this step, did they shift? If they don't shift this way, then yeah, you just go. But if they do shift, you want to lean into it a little bit, so that way you can really get them to bite on that fake more and then make that direction change. Two options again. If they start jumping here already, the second his hand touches the ball, boom, make that counter move right away. If they don't, give this hard step. If they shift, cross over. If they don't shift, blow by them, okay? Put all those pieces in place. Your defender's really not gonna have a way to stop you. You're gonna be able to do this all from your strong hand, get those easy jump shots, be able to blow by them, break their ankles, cross them up, all that cool stuff. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you check out this video and check out this playlist, and make sure you click that subscribe button to catch the newest videos the second they come out. And if you haven't, click that top link in the description down below to get your free Defender Destroyer workout. Just pop in your email, I'll send it to you for free. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and make moves today.